Take me back to my old hometown. Hanging around here is bringing me down. Take me back to Sault Ste. Marie. There's a lot of old friends I wanna see. There ain't any place that I'd rather be. Take me back to Sault Ste. Marie.
You fix my hair a bit. So I think we played the Eastgate once. Whiskey Jack did it. I think it was the Eastgate. I'm not sure. That was on East, right?
Yeah, it was Queen and East Street, I believe.
So what was the one on Queen? Just
4th Street?
no. The one on Queen near East, just a few doors over from East.
Well, the Mid-City was on East Street. That was across from the old CJIC television. And I'm trying to think of, it might have been after I had left the Sioux and moved to Toronto
Right.
area. But of course, the Airways Motor Hotel, a big happening
Do
place.
you remember the years?
Oh.
The Airwaves?
I know that they were kind of in their heyday when not too long after Lee when I started on Hunter, so it had to be in the late 70s.
Right.
That's when that would have been.
Did you play the Water Tower at all?
The Water Tower.
JJ Helsinger, I think his name was.
We never played there.
Didn't he have the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise? JJ?
He brought in the very first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise.
The Water Tower was, I think.
He built that hotel.
Yeah, and I think the entertainment was everything. We played it twice. Second time we did it, we had just been on the Hunters show, and we got to the Sioux, Donna, and we were kind of a big deal. The Sioux Star, well, bless your heart. The Sioux Star.
Where is this company except?
So the Sioux Star sent a reporter, took us into the studio, and we had this big photo shoot, and he somehow put me on the bass. And anyway, it turned out a few days later in the mail, I got a copy of the newspaper. We were on the front page of the entertainment. We took the whole front page, the entertainment section. So that's my first claim to fame in the Sioux. The second one is, and you were part of this, it was probably the 1982-1983 New Year's edition of the Sioux Star, and they had 100 questions of trivia questions of the Sioux, and one was, what three performers are or have been on the Tommy Hunter show? And of course, we know
From the Sioux.
From the Sioux, we know who they are. You, Deb K, and me. So we were a trivia question in the Sioux. That's one claim to fame.
Trivia. I never thought of it that.
So
it's not trivial.
Nothing trivial. So where else did you play in the Sioux? Did you play the Royal? You played the Royal?
I played everywhere.
Oh, the Windsor. You played the Windsor with Leroy.
Going back in the time I was about like 5 or 6 years old.
Well, I know you.
Tiny when I started.
And I know you told me you played with Flat and Scruggs, which blew my little mind.
And my dad,
I still can't get over that.
Yeah. Brought them into the Sioux on the long May weekend. I was, I think, about 8 years old. 9 years old or something. They were on, they were big because of the Beverly Hills. Yeah, whatever. But everybody went and opened their cottages that weekend in the Sioux.
Right.
So let's just say the crowd was sparse.
Right.
But I didn't care. It was just wonderful to sing with them. Right. All right. And Johnny Cash, my dad brought Johnny Cash in a few months later and saved my dad's bacon. 2 sold-out shows, and the shows were fantastic. So that was.
Do you remember what theater this was in?
Well, Flat and Scruggs was at Princess Theater.
The Princess.
Princess Theater. Cash was at the Larders.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
But I also remember the Bar X Ranch, Howard Avery, and that he built a big barn up there. And every week there was radio shows, broadcast live, and he brought in a lot of artists.
Right.
George Jones.
Okay.
All kinds of artists played out there.
I know.
I played out there and played every, wakes and weddings with Fred Kent and the Northerners.
Well, of course, I grew up living in Bar River on Bunka Point Road. My little 12-inch black and white television, I would sit and watch little Donna Ramsay perform with her dad and Bill Haight and the crowd, and my brother or my 2 sisters who I sang with, Juanis, or back in the day. We'd sit and watch, and I said to myself when I was 8 years old, yeah, Donna Ramsay character, I'm going to sing with her someday. And here I am singing with Donna Ramsay. It's amazing.
Full circle.
It's blowing my mind.
Full circle. My mom is from down your neck of the woods. My mom was born in Laird Township.
Well, that's me.
McLennan.
McLennan, sure. Well, yeah, okay.
That's where she,
Right.
her dad had farm there, mom and dad.
Okay,
Her mom and dad, yeah.
right.
But yeah. So here we are now in Purple Disc
It's very exciting. And
together. Start of many shows we're planning on doing together this year.
yeah, the pseudo boy. And I would be here today if it wasn't for. Well, your dad interviewed us once. We arrived late at night on the Sunday. We were doing a 6-nighter. We drove up on the Sunday, and we just released our first album, so it must have been 79, maybe 80. And I called your dad when we got to town, which was probably 8 or 9 at night. And in the middle of the snowstorm, I drove up to the water tower to get a copy of the album. Came down. I think he and I spent an hour on the airs just talking, country music. So he was doing the all night shift at that point.
Yes, he was. Yeah. He had done the drive time shift for a long time. And then they took him off that and put him on nighttime thinking that he'd say, oh, this isn't free. But he built it up and that stuff was very successful. And a lot of artists, that was back in the day when you could drop into a radio station in the DC and you could chat, Doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, no, not anymore. Anyway, we're looking forward to it, dear.
Yes, we are Tika.